This is StorySpin, where the receipts are digital, the drama's terminal, and the heartbreak fully narrated. She made it Instagram official with her boyfriend, and someone from her past did not take it well. Now she's getting direct messages, accusations, and a message from a very angry mom. Let's spin this chaos. This one comes from the Two Hot Takes sub, titled, "My boyfriend and I went Instagram official. Now I'm being accused of cheating on a man I've been rejecting for years. I'm a 21-year-old female, and my boyfriend, who is a 23-year-old male, just became Instagram official with me, even though we've been seeing each other for about 8 months now. He's truly my soulmate, and I've never been happier. We're actually in the process of moving in together." Now onto the other guy. We were in the same friend group throughout school. I grew up in a small town and went to a small school, so I had a solid group of friends since elementary. The other guy, let's call him David, joined our group in high school. He ended up getting a job at the same restaurant I worked at, and we became even better friends. That was until around my second year of high school. That's when I went to homecoming with one of our mutual friends, let's call him John. After that, David started cutting both John and me out completely. He convinced the group to stop hanging out with us at lunch or outside of school, and he gave me the cold shoulder at work. That continued until John and I decided we were better off just being friends. Suddenly, everything with David went back to normal. Then came prom. David asked if I would go with him. I politely declined. He kept insisting, and I kept saying no. I told him that my best friend Tracy and I were going together without dates. Tracy had just gotten out of a relationship and wanted it to be a girls' night. Later at prom, I found out that David had texted Tracy beforehand, asking what color dress I was wearing, and he showed up in the same color tuxedo. All night, he made comments like, "We look like a couple," and "This would have been more fun as a date." After that, I started avoiding him as much as possible. A couple months later, he started dating a girl from a nearby town. Around the same time, I entered a few long-term toxic relationships that I will not go into, but they're relevant. David and I lost touch. Fast forward, my ex and I broke up, and coincidentally, David and his girlfriend broke up around the same time. He reached out to me. Being a decent person, I listened to his story about the breakup and how toxic she had been. But then he started dropping hints, saying he might be ready to date again and that he was looking for someone like me. I told him I was not ready to date anyone anytime soon and wished him the best in finding whatever it was he was looking for. Not long after, I graduated early and moved away for school. I stopped staying in touch with the group. David, however, kept texting me daily. I replied maybe once a month. He asked to come see me, asked if I'd fly out to see him. I always declined. Eventually, I stopped responding completely. Rude, I know, but I genuinely did not know what else to do. Now we're in the present day. After I posted pictures of my boyfriend and me on Instagram, I started getting flooded with direct messages from old high school friends. They were asking how I could be such a heartless jerk and how I could cheat on David. I told them, David and I never dated. I've been turning him down since high school. Apparently, he's been telling people that I was the reason he and his ex broke up, because we were too in love with each other. He even claimed that we went to prom together and that we were in a long-distance relationship. He told his mother that he wanted to marry me and even asked her for her ring. Yes, his mother messaged me angrily about it. All this time, I've made it very clear that I do not like him. Now, everyone's acting like I led him on. My boyfriend and his sister both think this is completely unhinged and that I didn't do anything wrong. Still, I feel like I'm losing my mind. How am I leading a man onto the point that he believes we're dating when we haven't spoken in 5 months? And I've been rejecting him for years? Let's dive into some of the comments. Top commenter. I have a stalker who told his family we are together and getting married. He told his friends we are in a long-distance relationship, but we live in the same area. I have a restraining order on him. I also never dated him. We were friends and briefly roommates, and he tried but failed to bully me into a romantic relationship. They are just crazy. You need a restraining order and a public post on social media calling him out. Reply from OP. I am sorry you are going through something similar. People can be absolutely crazy. I did not think it was stalker-level behavior, and I felt like I was overreacting. It is nice to know that I am not, and I am going to consider him a stalker now. Another user. You need a restraining order. He is seriously disturbed. Reply from OP. My boyfriend and I are looking into getting one. He works in law enforcement and is worried that there is not enough incriminating evidence, like actively stalking me or following me, etc. To my knowledge, but I would not put it past him. We are definitely considering a restraining order. Another user, like, hide in your closet with a knife because my illusion was shattered, kind of disturbed. Another user, for real. She needed one like yesterday. This guy is disturbed and mentally unwell, making up scenarios that exist only in his weird fantasy world. I would be afraid for my darn life. Another user, fear is the only rational response. I once had a guy break into my house. Apparently, he did not like that I had a boyfriend. I had one guy casually say to me, like when you and I were dating. We never dated. Not once. Never even held hands. People make things up in their heads, and then you never know how they are going to react when you shatter their fantasy. Reply from OP, OMG, that is terrifying. I am so sorry that happened to you. People can be absolutely unhinged. Follow up. It was pretty scary. I called the police right away, and luckily my boyfriend was there, and he could have kicked the crap out of this other guy if he had wanted to. Another comment thread. Ask your friends, if you were in a long-distance relationship with David, where is the proof? The messages between you two? Any communication of any kind? Reply from OP. Honestly, I do not think he needed any proof to convince my friends. I think they just believed the lies he told. Another user, OP needs to send a message to the friend group regarding David and put in some distance when visiting family back home. Reply from OP. Honestly, I do not have family that lives out there anymore, so it is not like I will ever go back. I have considered just not doing anything, but part of me feels like maybe David is mentally unwell and needs help, and that people deserve the truth, but I do not know. Another thread. How did all your friends think you were dating someone you were not dating, and not know who you were actually dating for 8 months? Reply from OP. We just did not really talk after I moved. We kind of did the whole, oh my gosh, I miss you texting, and not much more. I did not even hear about their lives unless it was through photos or social media. For example, I did not even know Tracy got engaged until she posted on her Instagram. 8 days later, the internet detectives got receipts, and this story got a whole lot darker. Hi everyone, I want to thank you all for your advice and clarify a few things. I saw some people asking for an update, and while I'm not totally sure how to do one, please let me know if I did this wrong. 1. After I moved, I lost a lot of contact with my friends and only really talk through social media, if at all. They still see David regularly because they live in the same town. I've also been back to visit since I moved. 2. I'm not on Instagram much and rarely ever post. In fact, I had no idea what Reddit even was until my boyfriend's sister introduced me to it. Looking back, maybe Instagram official was the wrong wording. What really happened is that my boyfriend and I went on a trip to Niagara Falls, and I posted some fun pictures from that trip. Those were the first photos I've ever posted of us. My last Instagram post before that was graduation photos from 2021. In total, I've made 2 posts on Instagram. After that post, a mutual friend named Carly reached out. She didn't accuse me of cheating, but she did ask if we could talk, because she was just as confused about the situation. So on Sunday, we FaceTimed, and she told me everything David had done and said so far. Apparently, after I moved, David started hinting to everyone that we were in a long-distance relationship. He would tell people he visited me every weekend. He even sent good morning streaks on Snapchat, in a bed with a girl who had the same hair color as me. Note, I don't have Snapchat and never have. He did this every weekend. My friends would ask if I was ever going to come visit him, and all of them. David would say, "She's too busy." They all told him what a wonderful boyfriend he was for always traveling to see me. I asked Carly if I could see the photos. She sent them to me. I told her the bed frame and the sheets looked nothing like mine. We talked more, and I sent her screenshots of me rejecting David and not talking to him. I also asked if David had sent any other pictures of us together where my face was visible. She said yes, and told me that David had sent a photo of us together just last weekend. He didn't start sending photos with my face in them until last month. The image supposedly showed us sitting on a park bench together. Here's the kicker. Since high school, I've gotten 2 full arm flower tattoos. In that photo, my arms were bare. I told Carly that, and we both got more confused. Did he find a lookalike? Was he paying someone to pretend to be me? So I showed the pictures with my face in them to my boyfriend. He pointed out some details. 1. All the images were in black and white. 2. One of them had a faint stock photo watermark in the background. 3. The photos looked like they'd been pulled directly from my mother's Facebook from around 6 years ago, only distorted. My chest and hips were exaggerated. My boyfriend now believes that David may have used Photoshop to create fake images and is using them to support this messed up delusion he has. David was really into tech in high school, so honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. I ended up privately sending all of my evidence to the people who accused me, and to David's mother. Then I blocked all of them. My mother also blocked a bunch of strangers on Facebook. She's older and doesn't really understand internet safety, or that she shouldn't click on random links in emails. As for my boyfriend and me, we've decided not to take legal action just yet, unless this escalates. But we have started taking safety precautions. We're getting more cameras around our new home. I now carry pepper spray on my keychain, and we're looking into other safety measures as well. So if anyone has suggestions, I'd love to hear them. To everyone who said they're going through or have gone through something similar, I'm so sorry. This world is dangerous, and none of you deserve that kind of stress, trauma, or pain. I hope every single one of you finds peace and a justified outcome. Please, take care of yourself. You really helped me realize that this isn't my fault. Let's get into some of the comments on this one. Top commenter, you need to report this to the police. This is not over. Not only did you expose his lie, you provided proof to everyone. Do not for a second think you're safe. He's not just going to let this go after lying for this long and this much. You need to be super alert about your surroundings now. Delete any photos that show your address, building, or house, and you need to go to the police. Get a paper trail started, if nothing else. Reply from OP. Definitely have a paper trail, and I've been making extra effort to document anything I feel could be related or important to the situation. Thankfully, this all came out while my boyfriend and I were moving, so those who might have connections with David won't know our new address. We're also looking into possibly getting a new car. I've been driving the same one since high school, and maybe switching work locations. Really appreciate this feedback. Thank you. Another user. I think there needs to be another update. OP, please. I want to know what Carly's reaction was, and if she confronted David about this. Blowing up his web of lies across your friend group is huge. Of course, you should take all the precautions mentioned above, but also look out for yourself emotionally. If you let this sit too long, it might always stay in the back of your mind, and who knows what he's capable of. You deserve to be free of the fear that someone unhinged might be stalking you. Reply from OP. Carly was definitely concerned, and I'm grateful she reached out. She told me she feels scared because she didn't realize she was friends with a deranged lunatic. Her words. Thankfully, she lives across the country, so if it came out that she was the one who exposed David's lies, she'd be safe and far away from him. She's blocked him, and so has her family. Her dad still lives in the same town, but she said she isn't worried about him because he's a big ol' redneck who would shoot him on sight. Also her words. To my knowledge, I'm still the only one who's spoken up and shown evidence. I didn't wait for any replies. I just sent it and blocked everyone involved. So right now, I don't know what's going on over there. But if anything happens, I'll definitely keep you all updated. Another user. This reminds me of some of the posts guys make on here about their girlfriend cheating. And when they describe the relationship, my first question is always, are you sure she knows you're dating her? People can be really creepy. Another user, girl, I really hope you're safe. With someone who's capable of maintaining that kind of lie for that long, it's always better to be safe than sorry. I really think it's worth going to the police just to have a record. Because if he or any of his friends tries anything, you'll have something to back yourself up. Don't be afraid to protect yourself. sending lots of hugs, they care. She thought ghosting him was enough. He built a fake relationship from scraps of her social media, and when that illusion cracked, he doubled down on the delusion. There's rejection, then there's rewriting reality because you couldn't take a hint. She didn't just dodge a bullet. She dodged a man who loaded the gun himself and called it love. Sub if you like watching people implode gracefully. There's always another train wreck just a click away.